For centuries, we've believed the answer to consciousness was hidden in biology or philosophy. But what if the answer isn't in ourselves, but in the fabric of reality itself? What if we've been looking in the wrong place entirely? This isn't just a theory. It's a testable hypothesis that could solve the greatest mystery of all time. In the next minutes, we will unveil the groundbreaking evidence that suggests your thoughts might be governed by the laws of physics. At first glance, it might seem absurd to connect the bizarre world of quantum mechanics to the inner workings of the human mind. But a growing number of researchers are beginning to see tantalizing connections that could change everything. We thought we knew about consciousness. Need to see this. New technologies are peeling back the layers of reality, revealing a lost connection between consciousness and the quantum realm, far more profound and more interconnected than we ever dreamed. But before we continue, if you're finding this information as mind-blowing as we do, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more of this cutting-edge content to viewers like you. It struggles to account for the binding problem, how our brains create a unified experience from disparate sensory inputs. One of the most prominent of these theories comes from physicist Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff. This is where things get truly fascinating. Penrose and Hameroff argued that the unique structure of microtubules allows them to sustain quantum coherence, delicate state where particles remain in a superposition of multiple states simultaneously. Their orchestrated objective reduction theory proposes that consciousness arises from quantum computations in protein structures called microtubules within brain neurons. The ability of quantum systems to exist in multiple states at once might account for our capacity to hold conflicting thoughts or emotions. The non-local nature of quantum entanglement could explain how our brains integrate information from different regions into a unified experience. The ideas we're exploring today may seem radical, even outlandish, but history has shown time and time again that our most profound scientific revolutions often come from the most unexpected places. And the inherent indeterminism of quantum mechanics might provide a loophole for free will in an otherwise deterministic universe. It would mean that our consciousness is not just a product of classical computations in our brains, but is intimately connected to the fundamental fabric of the universe. It suggests that consciousness is not an accidental byproduct of evolution, but a fundamental aspect of the universe itself. Do you think quantum physics could really hold the key to understanding consciousness? Remember, in the words of the great Niels Bohr, if quantum mechanics hasn't profoundly shocked you, you haven't understood it yet. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep pushing the boundaries of what we think we know about the nature of reality and consciousness. Or, do you remain skeptical of these ideas? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video as fascinating as we did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others who might be interested in these cutting-edge ideas. In this view, our minds are not isolated islands of awareness, but are part of a vast, interconnected quantum network that spans the entire universe. Our thoughts, our experiences, our very sense of self would be woven into the quantum tapestry of reality. It could revolutionize our approach to mental health, offering new avenues for treating conditions like depression and anxiety. It might provide new insights into the nature of creativity and problem solving, potentially unlocking untapped human potential. And on a philosophical level, it could bridge the long-standing divide between science and spirituality, offering a scientific framework for concepts like interconnectedness and universal consciousness that have long been the domain of mystical traditions. And perhaps most troublingly, it offers no clear mechanism for free will in a deterministic universe. As our understanding of quantum biology grows and our ability to measure quantum effects in living systems improves, we may soon be able to directly test these ideas. We stand on the brink of potentially solving one of the greatest mysteries in science, the nature of consciousness itself. Researchers have observed quantum coherence in photosynthesis, suggesting that nature has found ways to harness quantum phenomena at scales much larger than previously thought possible. Many researchers remain skeptical that quantum effects could play a significant role in brain function, and that nature may have found ways to protect quantum states that we haven't yet discovered. Moreover, they argue that the sheer explanatory power of these theories, their ability to potentially solve long-standing mysteries of consciousness, makes them worth serious consideration. They argue that the warm, wet environment of the brain would cause quantum states to decohere too quickly to be meaningful. Even more intriguingly, scientists have detected quantum vibrations in microtubules, lending credence to a key prediction of the Orch OR theory. And that's where our story truly begins. The official scientific consensus painted consciousness as an emergent property of complex neural networks, a world without quantum effects, without non-local interactions, without the so-called spooky action at a distance that defines the quantum realm. The mind was imagined in a state of perpetual, classical simplicity, governed by the same rules that apply to billiard balls on a pool table. A handful of pioneering physicists are now proposing a radical theory, one that connects human consciousness directly to the bizarre, unexplained rules of the quantum world. The quest to understand consciousness has been a cornerstone of human inquiry since the dawn of civilization. Philosophers, biologists, and neuroscientists have grappled with this elusive concept, each offering their own perspectives and theories. But despite centuries of research and speculation, the true nature of consciousness has remained frustratingly out of reach. Enter quantum physics, a field that has revolutionized our understanding of the universe at its most fundamental level. Before we dive into these groundbreaking ideas, let's take a moment to consider how revolutionary this shift in thinking really is. For generations, we've been taught that consciousness is a product of complex neural networks in our brains. Here, rising from the equations of quantum mechanics, are the mathematical foundations of a new understanding of consciousness, and out in the laboratories of cutting-edge neuroscience, experiments are revealing quantum effects in the brain that defy classical explanations. For too long, these findings stood as silent, stubborn enigmas. It's a story that's become deeply ingrained in our scientific worldview. But what if that story is fundamentally incomplete? Across the landscape of modern physics, hiding in plain sight, are the ghosts of a world that shatters that old tale. But now, everything is changing. Groundbreaking discoveries, happening right at this moment, are demolishing our inherited ideas about the nature of mind and matter. Today, we look at the evidence that changes everything. To truly feel the shockwaves of these new discoveries, we have to understand the picture they're replacing. But this view has always had problems. It fails to explain subjective experience, the what it feels like to be conscious. Enter quantum consciousness theories. At their core, these ideas suggest that quantum processes in the brain play a crucial role in generating conscious experience. But how could quantum effects, which typically only occur at the subatomic scale, influence something as large and warm as a human brain? This quantum coherence, they suggest, could explain many of the mysterious properties of consciousness. But these ideas aren't just theoretical speculation. Recent experiments have begun to provide tantalizing evidence for quantum effects in biological systems. Of course, these findings are still hotly debated in the scientific community. But proponents of quantum consciousness theories are undeterred. They point out that our understanding of quantum biology is still in its infancy. As we delve deeper into this fascinating field, it's important to remember that we're standing at the frontier of human knowledge. Consider, for a moment, the implications if these theories prove correct. This perspective offers a profound, new way of understanding our place in the cosmos. The potential consequences of this shift in understanding are staggering. But perhaps most excitingly, these theories open up new avenues for empirical research. As we conclude this mind-bending journey, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the frontiers of consciousness and quantum physics.